In today's video, I'm going to be going over how Iron Mike Tyson it was overrated. And I know what you're thinking, how can someone as dominant and well known as Mike Tyson be overrated? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you how. Just watch the whole video, I guarantee I will convince you. I'd like to look at someone like Wilder, who is very similar in the power aspect, and showed not many weaknesses to a top competition, where Tyson Fury exploited all of his weaknesses he's seen in the prior fight. That was a controversial draw and a fight that Tyson Fury dominated. In the second fight, Wilder would famously go on to get knocked out. For the rest of these clips of Deontay Wilder. Another reason I put Wilder in this video is because he tends to throw super wildly, something that Mike Tyson often did, and I'll be showing you clips of that later and what happens when you swing wildly like that.
And he's looking for the spot, hits him to the body. Deontay was off balance there and still went down. Neutral corner, and now Fury's looking to split the guard as Wilder's in bad shape.
One reason is because Mike Tyson did not have very spectacular title defenses. What I mean by that is he didn't have good knockouts or good performances. They came against aged fighters or against low-level competition.
Tyson, and both have to say, what's this all about? And that's in round two. And I'm not surprised the way they've been bumping and pouring close in like. I think it's going to go to points anyway. I'm sure it isn't. And as I said, if he's hoping to let Tyson punch himself up, that's a mistake. And he wants to go on fighting. This is really...
The same exact thing goes for this fight, which was against Pinkle and Thomas, who was 29-17. He went on to go 1-4 in his next fights. Another example of this, and this will be my last one. This fight's against Frank Bruno, who is 1-3 in real title fights, and only one noticeable win, which was the world title fight. Tony Tucker, another example of a fighter he fought, was 0-3 in world title fights. Coral Williams was 22-3 and went on to go 4-5 after their fight. And there's just so many of this world championship defense were against low quality fighters. His only noticeable title defenses were against an aged Michael Spinks that went on to be his last fight, Tony Tubes, and Larry Holmes.
Tyson gets nailed with a left hook. Tyson looks wobbly as he attacks Bruno. Bruno continues to throw.
Mike Tyson tends to swing very wildly, as you see in the clip right now and the next couple. Against fighters nowadays, such as Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Klitschko, tall, rangy fighters. You will not be able to do that because they are all very great counter punches.
Tyson looks wobbly as he attacks Bruno. And Tony comes with the right hand, a counter right hand. Here we go, clean, here we go. Again, a right hand, but he took a right from Tyson. And another big right by Mike Tyson. Did a very good first round for both men, and particularly for Tucker.
Here's an example for Vladimir Klitschko, a much taller and possibly just as powerful puncher. He does not throw crazy wild shots like Mike Tyson does when he finishes them. He throws nice, choppy shots to finish them. If Mike Tyson were to throw those big shots where he's like jumping up in the air like that, that would not fly against Klitschko. Klitschko would land hard and possibly knock Mike Tyson out for like the 4th time in his career. Here's an example for Anthony Joshua. He is also a tall, powerful fighter. I don't think Mike Tyson could beat the Vladimir Klitschko's, the Anthony Joshua's, the Tyson Furies that came after his career. Just like he couldn't beat the Lennox Lewis's, the Evander. Mike Tyson often struggled and lost when he fought top competition. People say he was not in his prime when fighting Evander Holyfield, but he was still only 30 years old, which is usually a boxer's prime. Also, Evander Holyfield went on to go 10-7-2 with one no contest after beating Mike Tyson twice.
He's trying to smother Mike by actually getting too close. He can't fight inside with Mike. I don't think anybody can. Holyfield is fighting the fight.
Holyfield. That left hook missed by Holyfield.
I'll tell you what, the crowd thought that Mike was hurt. Mike had a good shot.
A combination by Holyfield to the head. Wild miss by Tyson. Good defensive tactics here by Holyfield. Again, something unusual. Oh, a straight left hand by Holyfield. It's been Tyson holding.
Spring there, and he'll fire a big shot. There's a big right hand over the top.
Watch the time that he hits him. That's a straight shot. That's landed very well. That miss there. The point that champion's heart. It's a series of punches, some of which missed, but most were landing. And they were landing with accuracy. As you can see that. One at a time. You can see that's the one that did it. See, as he came in, that's what they've been saying. If you ever catch him coming in, he's so wide open that he's going to fall apart, and he did. Now here's where the referee's previous experience.
Outboxed by Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson is one of the most notable boxing fights in boxing history. Buster Douglas, who is one of the biggest underdogs ever to win a boxing fight of this caliber. Buster Douglas fought a near perfect fight, outstriking, outlanding Mike Tyson. Other than one uppercut that saw Buster Douglas fall to the canvas, he fought a near perfect fight where he eventually stopped Iron Mike Tyson in Mike Tyson's very first loss.
Look at this! Buster is not ready to pack it in. I haven't seen Mike in this kind of trouble before. Look at Mike actually grasping to hang on. Mike missing the shots. Buster loading up the shot. We're past the midway point in round 9, and I expected Mike. Look at this! Look at Buster coming back! Did he buckle the legs of Mike? I don't know. He got him again. Buster fights back strongly, landing some big shots. And Mike now is the one that back in his heels doesn't have the good balance. His legs together as Buster's landing these. Oh, nice uppercut by Buster Douglas. Look at this. He's knocked Mike Tyson down for the first time in his career. Mike Tyson hits the canvas. He's in big trouble. He may not be able to recover. It's up to 7 and 8. He's not gonna make it.
Now for the final verdict. Was Mike Tyson overrated? I believe he was. I've heard people go as far as saying Mike Tyson was the top 5 greatest of all time, pound for pound. In a division with Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, Lennox Lewis, Rocky Marciano, and George Foreman alone in the heavyweight division, I wouldn't put Mike Tyson as top 3 heavyweight of all time, let alone top 5 greatest of all time. He is top 5 greatest heavyweight at best. So yes, he was overrated.